We know we sometimes think they're creepy because they only come out at night. They've got some funny defenses that they use. One of the things they do is they'll open their mouth really wide, we call it gaping, and they'll kind of sway back and forth, and they look kind of drooly, and people are always worried that they found a rabid opossum in their yard. To tell you the truth, opossums really can't sustain the rabies virus. They run about 94 degrees Fahrenheit body temperature, and rabies usually needs a higher temperature. We don't say that they can't get rabies because there's always exceptions to every rule, but it's almost unheard of. So you don't typically have to worry about that with opossums. And again, they don't mind eating venomous snakes. They seem to be immune to venom, which is pretty cool. He doesn't eat the peel off of his grapes. You'll notice that he's very spoiled and he actually takes the peel off and spits that back out. Yeah. So he's very picky. He doesn't eat they'll take the rind off of the apples and things like that. And in the wild, or the not so wild when they're living near people, these guys will eat almost anything. They're scavengers. And so they'll eat meat, they'll eat plants, they'll eat fruits, they'll eat veggies, they'll eat stuff that we've thrown away into the trash. I was going to say, his sister's really more of the climber than he is. But they can climb. They've got great little claws on their hands and feet. They have hands very similar to ours. They have thumbs, and they can actually pick things up with their hands. And they have these long tails that they can also use. Their tails are prehensile, so he can wrap it around things and use it kind of like a safety net when he's climbing. And it makes him a little bit safer because he can hold on to a branch that he knows is secure and then climb onto a new one. And if that new branch doesn't hold him, he's still got that other branch that he had before. And so that gives him a little extra safety. I don't want you to go back in just yet. You can wait just another minute. But they are neat critters. They do definitely thrive near people, so you might see them near where you live. And that's because they know that we have all kinds of great stuff hanging out. We tend to throw lots of food away. Parts of food that we don't eat, they definitely will. And they love leftovers. They have no problem taking care of some leftovers. But they are going to only be out at night, primarily. You can occasionally see one during the day, but it's pretty rare. They sleep. They're pretty lazy as far as food goes, because they want to get whatever's the easiest. You will find them in compost piles sometimes. That is another place that people sometimes find opossums. And you can call them opossums or possums. They're both correct. There's not a problem with either one. There is another type of animal called a possum that lives in Australia, another marsupial. And so I usually say opossum just to not get any confusion. But since we don't have anything like this here in North America, it's really not something that you have to worry about. So we'll let Oliver go back in, and I'm actually going to bring around some possum fur for you guys to touch. Opossums are pretty shy. They don't really like to be handled if they don't have to be, which is why we like to let them come out and just climb around and show you what they do. But they are neat animals, and they are pretty soft.